everyone, this is Cindy from Stamped with Aloha. Today I'm going to teach you how to create a birthday card. We're going to be using lots of brand new products by Stampin' Up. So let's go ahead and get started on today's project. So the first thing I want to show you is the layout itself. I'm using a basic white cardstock that's 4 1/4 by 11 inches. I've gone ahead and I've scored the cardstock at 5 1/2 inches, and then I cut the cardstock at 8 3/4 inches. So the base of my card is going to end up looking like this, and then this scrap piece that we cut off is going to be where we're going to place our focal point. Okay, so let's begin by putting some texture on the card. So for the texture, I'm going to be using a brand new embossing folder. It comes in a set. It's called Stripes and Splatter 3D embossing folder. So I'm going to be using the Splatter. I've gone ahead and embossed 2 pieces of basic white cardstock. So this first piece here is 3 by 4 inches. So I'm going to place my adhesive on the back, and then I'm going to glue this to the top of the card. The second piece is 2 by 4 inches, and then I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive to that. And then we're going to put this on the bottom. And so now our white base has become this textured white base with this really fun splatter design on it, which I just love. I think it's so fun. Okay, so now that the base of the card is done, we are ready to work on our focal point. So we're gonna start stamping on this piece here, and we're gonna stamp a sentiment from this new stamp set here called Slim Sayings. We're gonna stamp the words, "You are one of a kind." I'm gonna get out my Memento ink and my stamp, and I'm gonna go ahead and press black ink all on the back of this red rubber image. Okay, once I have a nice even coat of ink on there, I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to stamp these words right in the center. Okay, so now the words are on there, and now we're ready to play with our Hello Beautiful stamp set. All right, we're going to begin our stamping with some Bumblebee ink, and then I'm going to be using this image from the Hello Beautiful stamp set. So I'm going to ink up the stamp, and then I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp at an angle right here. Ink it up again. I'm going to stamp it off, and then I'm going to stamp it over here on the side. Ink it up one more time, stamp it off, and then I'm going to stamp down here at the bottom. Okay? Then I'm going to take this stamp from the Hello Beautiful stamp set. I'm going to ink it up, and then I'm just going to come and go directly with one generation of ink and just stamp over those 3 bumblebee designs. Next, we're going to be working with Misty Moonlight and this image right here. So I'm going to ink it up, I'm going to stamp, and I can see that I didn't get a nice even coat of ink on here, so I'm going to ink it up again. I'm going to stamp off to the side. That looks better, and then I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of that Misty Moonlight right there. Ink it up again, stamp it off to the side, and then I'm going to bring in some color on the side here. And then one more time, stamp it off to the side, and we're going to bring in some color right there. All right, and I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did with the bumblebee. I'm going to take a smaller little splatter stamp here, and then I'm going to go from the ink pad directly onto those images and just add a little sprinkle on top of that, and then you have this really fun blue and gold design. All right, so now we've got the yellow and blue on there, and now we want to add one more contrasting color. So because this is a card that is for my friend Lynn, I'm going to add the color red. So Lynn has this thing about adding a pop of red. I just remember her telling me that years ago, and it's just stuck in my head. She likes to add just a pop of red to things. And so for her card, I'm going to add a pop of red with her in mind. So I've got a flower. I'm going to ink it up, and then rather than put it here on the card, I am going to just stamp it on a scrap piece of paper. So I'm going to stamp off, then I'm going to stamp, and then I'm going to take a second image from the Hello Beautiful stamp set. I'm going to do the same thing that I did by layering 2 colors on top of each other, and then I'm going to take my paper snips and cut that out, and when I'm done, I'm going to have a little pop of red flower for Lynn's card. Okay, then I'm going to take and just pop a dimensional on the back of this little red, and then I'm going to stick that right by the word "you," because that's what I really want to stand out on her card. All right, something I'm really excited about is this beautiful mother of pearl specialty paper. It is so sparkly, it's very smooth, and it's very sturdy. So for this card, we're just gonna use this to create a pretty background. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and glue this onto that sturdy mother of pearl base. Okay, and now you have this really sparkly border for this fun abstract design. Okay, then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to add dimensionals just up here at the top. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to place this on the front right here like this. And then the final new product I'm going to show you, another thing I'm super excited about, are these iridescent rhinestones. So I'm going to go ahead and put 5 of them on the front of the card. All right, so next I'm gonna go ahead and use this Happy Birthday from the Special Moment stamp set. So I'm gonna open up the card and then I'm gonna ink up the sentiment and then I'm gonna go ahead and stamp that right here in the middle. And then just to add a little bit of color, I'm gonna go ahead and get out my flower stamp again, and I'm just gonna add a little red flower to the inside of the card. Okay. All right, so the card is done, and I just want to show you how I decorated the envelope. So this is the envelope. I just stamped it with a stamp from the Special Moment stamp set, and then I just used the same stamps I did on the card from Hello Beautiful, and I stamped them on the envelope as well. And then for Lynn's card, the actual card I'm going to send to her, I also added a photograph. So when she opens up the card, she's gonna see herself, and I hope that when she sees that, it's certainly gonna bring a smile to her face. Well, I hope you've enjoyed learning how to make this card. And Lynn, if you're watching, I just wanna wish you a very happy birthday. I look forward to stamping with all of you again soon, so I hope you'll come back and stamp with me again. Until then, aloha.